Every single year, over 12 million travelers become victims of crime, scams, or medical emergencies while abroad, and the overwhelming majority of them had no idea they were walking into danger until it was already too late. That number is not a scare tactic. It is a documented reality pulled from global tourism safety reports. And the worst part is that almost every single one of those incidents was preventable with the right knowledge and preparation. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to discover the exact strategies that seasoned travelers use to move through unfamiliar countries without becoming a statistic. We will cover digital safety, physical security, health precautions, and the psychological traps that make even smart, experienced tourists vulnerable. And at the end, we will reveal the single most counterintuitive travel safety rule that almost nobody follows, one that could genuinely save your life in a foreign country. Let us start with context. International travel has exploded over the last 3 decades. In 1990, there were approximately 435 million international tourist arrivals worldwide. By 2019, that number had ballooned to 1.4 billion. Even after the disruption of the pandemic, global travel rebounded faster than almost any analyst predicted. What has not scaled at the same rate is traveler education around safety. Tour operators sell experiences. Airlines sell destinations. But nobody is selling you the hard truth about what happens when things go wrong 6,000 miles from home. Historically, travel dangers have evolved dramatically. Pickpocketing and robbery were once the primary concerns. Today, the threat landscape includes sophisticated digital scams, medical emergencies in under-resourced regions, civil unrest, and targeted fraud schemes specifically designed to exploit tourists. Governments around the world issue travel advisories, but research shows that fewer than 1 in 3 travelers actually checks those advisories before departure. That gap between available information and traveler behavior is where most preventable incidents live. So let us talk about the first and most foundational layer of travel safety, situational awareness. This sounds simple, but it is radically underestimated. Studies in behavioral psychology show that humans have a strong tendency to feel safe in novel environments during the first 72 hours of exposure. Your brain interprets unfamiliarity as excitement rather than danger. Scammers and opportunistic criminals know this. They target travelers who have just arrived, who are slightly disoriented, carrying luggage, and radiating the unmistakable energy of someone who does not quite know where they are going. The practical fix is to establish a routine before you land. Research your arrival airport and your route to the hotel in advance. Know exactly which taxi service or rideshare app is legitimate in that country. In many cities, including popular destinations like Bangkok, Nairobi, and Lima, unofficial taxis at the airport are a well-documented point of entry for tourist robberies. Pre-booking ground transportation or using only app-based rides with tracking eliminates this vulnerability almost entirely. Now here is something that does not get nearly enough attention. Your digital footprint while traveling is just as dangerous as your physical one. Public Wi-Fi networks in hotels, cafes, and airports are among the most common vectors for identity theft abroad. A 2022 cybersecurity report found that over 60% of travelers connect to public networks without using a VPN, exposing banking credentials, passport information, and personal communications to anyone with basic hacking tools on the same network. Investing in a reliable VPN before you leave home is not optional at this point. It is the digital equivalent of locking your hotel room door. Speaking of hotel rooms, physical security in accommodations deserves its own conversation. Mid-range hotels in developing countries often have inconsistent security standards. Always use the deadbolt and the door chain, not just the electronic key lock. Keep your passport and extra cash in the hotel safe rather than in your bag. If there is no in-room safe, use the front desk safe and get a written receipt. And critically, never tell anyone, including hotel staff you have just met, that you are traveling alone or share information about your daily itinerary. Let us shift to health and medical safety, because this is where the consequences can be the most severe and the preparation is often the most neglected. According to the World Health Organization, diarrheal diseases are the most common illness affecting travelers, impacting up to 50% of people visiting high-risk regions in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. But beyond stomach issues, the more serious concern is access to quality emergency medical care. In many popular travel destinations, the gap between tourist-facing healthcare and actual emergency capacity is staggering. Before any international trip, you need to verify two things. First, whether your health insurance provides international coverage, and second, whether travel health insurance that includes emergency medical evacuation is in place. Medical evacuation from a remote region can cost between $50,000 and $250,000 US without insurance. That is not a number most travelers can absorb, and yet the majority of people booking international flights do not carry evacuation coverage. This is the single most overlooked financial risk in travel, full stop. Vaccinations are the other critical component. Depending on your destination, you may need vaccines for typhoid, hepatitis A and B, yellow fever, meningitis, or rabies. The US Centers for Disease Control and the UK's NHS both maintain destination-specific health recommendations that are updated regularly. Visiting a travel medicine clinic at least 6 to 8 weeks before departure gives vaccines enough time to provide protection. This is not about paranoia. It is about not spending a week of your vacation in a hospital that operates without reliable electricity. But here is what nobody talks about: the psychological dimension of travel safety. Most safety advice focuses on external threats. But research on travel-related incidents shows that a significant proportion of serious accidents and crimes involve a factor of impaired judgment on the part of the traveler. Alcohol is involved in an estimated 30 to 40% of tourist injuries abroad. Being in an unfamiliar environment, separated from your social support network, and simultaneously trying to maximize fun creates a unique vulnerability window. This does not mean you cannot enjoy yourself. It means you need to establish personal boundaries before you are in the situation where those boundaries get tested. The buddy system, despite feeling almost embarrassingly basic, is statistically one of the most effective safety tools available. Solo travelers are significantly more likely to be targeted by scammers and opportunistic criminals than those traveling in pairs or groups. If you are a solo traveler, establishing a check-in system with someone at home, a daily message at a set time, creates an accountability structure that also ensures someone will raise the alarm quickly if communication stops. Quick response in an emergency is often the difference between a recoverable situation and a catastrophic one. Let us now talk about scams specifically, because they have become extraordinarily sophisticated. The classic distraction scam, someone spills something on you while an accomplice takes your bag, has been documented in nearly every major European city. But modern scams are more elaborate. Fake police officers in cities like Prague and Istanbul have been reported approaching tourists, asking to see their wallets for counterfeit bills, and then either swapping money or simply walking away with it. The rule is simple: if someone approaches you on the street claiming to be law enforcement, ask to be taken to the nearest police station. Genuine officers will comply. Scammers will disappear immediately. Currency exchange scams, fake tour operators, and cloned ATM skimmers round out the most common financial threats. Always use ATMs attached to banks, always cover the keypad when entering your PIN, and always withdraw cash in the local currency rather than accepting dynamic currency conversion, which almost universally offers inferior exchange rates designed to extract extra money from tourists who do not know the difference. The counterintuitive safety rule we promised you at the start of this video is this: the safest travelers are not the ones who are most cautious. They are the ones who are most prepared. Fear-based travel leads to paralysis, bad decisions under pressure, and ironically, more risk. The travelers who move through the world most safely are informed, calm, and have already thought through their contingency plans before they need them. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to TravelSphere for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.